guys, it's Elizabeth of ERW Plans. Since the Passion Planner Daily has been released, I've had a lot of people ask me about my Passion Planner Daily online and even in real life. So basically, as someone who tested out the Passion Planner Daily in the focus group, I was given a week's worth of PDFs to print out and use how I wanted. I ended up taking them and putting together these little booklets that are about a month each, and they're in my color code, so July, August, September. And one of the questions I get a lot is, well, how can I get my hands on what you have? What I'm going to show you today is how to take the PDF that is available and turn it into your own little booklet. Okay, so first things first, how do you create the PDF template? This is one of the PDF templates that we got as testers for the Passion Planner Daily. And this is what I print out every month as part of my Passion Planner. Basically, when we were testing it out, we only got a week at a time, so we got the opening page here, the usual, same as the regular planner opening pages with the roadmap, and then we got to the daily section here. So this is an old prototype version of it. What I would do is I would, to get this over here to turn into this file that I've made here, is going to take a lot of work in Photoshop. What you're going to end up doing is launching Photoshop. Once you're in Photoshop, your daily pages will be just fine. When you open one up, ta-da, this is what our daily page looks like when you open up a PDF in Photoshop. What you have to think about when you're doing this is that your front page here, this is going to be page 1, and then this is going to be the last page of your planner, which for the purposes of my planner is page 76. Okay, so this is page 1, this is page 76. So whatever goes on this left side is going to be the end, the very last page, and the front page. Because we print and rotate on the short edge, when we get to the second page, whatever's on the left side becomes page 2, whatever's on the right side becomes page 75. Flip it again. Now we've got the third from last page and the third page in. So pages 3 on the right side, page 74 on the left. And that's how the setup goes. So going back into Photoshop, if this is what you've downloaded from Angelia's blog post, or I think it's on the Passion Planner website now. If this is what it looks like, what you're going to do to make page 1 is find the middle here. I'm going to change it to percents to make it nice and easy. 50%. Yeah, we have the middle there. Cool. Cut this sucker out over here. This is now your page 1. So if you want your page 1 to be like my super awesome Passion Planner, my super awesome Passion Planner Daily, October 2019, or whatever you want it to say, but this would then become your page 1. Right. Cool. And then this page on the other side, the left side here, would be your page 78 or whatever, depending on how many pages you want. So let's say you want the last page to be like a dot grid. Go ahead, take that out, and then you can open, let's say this, our blank file again, copy it, paste it, there we go, and then just align it with that left side, or not. And then that would be your last page. Front page. So this side is your first page, this side is your second page, or your last page of your planner. When it comes time to move it so that you want to make page 2, and let's say you want a calendar, you're just going to grab your notebook page if you're doing a notebook page. Move that to the right side. Get rid of your text. And then you would make your calendar over, your half of calendar over on this side. So, bring in your stripe here. Fill that with a color. And we'll do our days of the week down here. I'm just doing a really quick and dirty sample to kind of show you how you would do this. If it's October, I like orange. All right, so then you would just go ahead, line those up, spread those out, okay. And then, just keep drawing, then just kind of keep drawing in your calendar down here for that page. When the time came, you would just drag all this over to this side. Once again, this is not how I necessarily would do mine, but just to give you an idea of how the layout works. Boom. And make sure as you finish each of your pages, you're going to save it as like a PDF. And then you just keep rotating back and forth until you have your back pages done and your front pages done, and then you would print out however many of this page that you wanted to put into your planner, and you will be done. So once you've got those, you're going to save all your files as flattened PDFs. So let's just do a save as test. If you're in Photoshop, make sure you go down here and switch it to PDF. Get rid of your layers. Save as PDF. Then you're going to go into whatever program you're using to organize it and compile your PDF into one large file. So that what you will end up with is the file that I've got here, or something similar to the file I've got here. Once again, I'll just kind of go over it again so you can see it. Rotating, this is page 1, page 2, page 3, page 4. And remember that page 1 is going to start on the left-hand side of your page. So if you want a 2-page spread, that's going to be page 2 and page 3, or page 4 and page 5. Okay? And just alternate, page 6, page 7, till you get to this. Once you get down to your daily spreads, you do not need to keep alternating pages. They'll just keep being the same side the whole way through. And now let's get those printed out. Now to put together our booklet, we're going to take the pages that we printed out, starting with page 1, and then you have page 2 and page 3. And I'm going to flip them upside down so that our center page 38 and 39 are on the top. And I'm going to put them smack in the center of our cardstock here. This one's gotten a little bit wrinkled. It doesn't really matter so much to me. So I'm going to try and center it. Make sure all my pages are even. When it looks about centered, give or take, I'm going to go ahead and clip it down, like so. Then I'm going to go ahead and fold it in half. To create a seam. Like so. once I folded it down and created a seam, I'm going to make sure that all my pages are laying flat. Right in that seam there that we've created. See? Double check it. Clip it in again to that seam. I'm going to go ahead and take an owl, that's what this is called, and I'm going to start punching in holes into my booklet. Now you don't have to do a lot of holes, you can do just a few, but you can do a lot as well. I like to do about 1 centimeter apart. There's a lot of pages. We're looking at 38 pages plus the cardstock here, so it takes a little bit of work. But you're going to have them in the back here. So you make sure it goes all the way through. And I'm just going to go ahead and do that all the way down here. I use the dots on the dot grid, which are about 5 millimeters apart, to line up the holes. You don't have to. I also don't worry too much about how good or not so good the back of this looks, because I'm eventually going to bind all of these into a approximately 6-month planner is my goal in the future. It doesn't have to be what your goal is, that's just what I'm going to do. Go back to the top here. Do this one. There's a few ways you can do this. You don't have to necessarily punch through to the back. If you weren't going to, if you wanted to keep this back nice and unsewn, what you would do is punch your hole through the paper, but not through the back. And then you could use some bookbinding tape to tape this, the seam of this, into your cover. But I'm going to use the covers as dividers in my planner when I ultimately put it together as one volume. So we'll just keep doing this all the way down. Okay, so now we have our holes going all the way down through the front and the back. Once again, if you didn't want to do the back, you would just put the holes through the booklet, and then you would put some bookbinding tape and glue here and glue it in. You can also do both. If you want, for extra security, you can go ahead and put some glue here, glue this in, and then sew it in if that's how you want to do it. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this. This is some linen bookbinding thread. I got this from Two Papers in, or Two Hands Papery in Boulder, but you can get this pretty much any type of stationery shop. I'm going to do approximately, when I pull this out, because I'm a bit heavy-handed with sewing, I want to measure out about 3 lengths of the book. So you can measure out lengths like this, or the cheating way that I like to do it is start here and then just wrap it around the outside of the book, and then when you get back up to about here, that's your 3 lengths measure. Now you're just going to go ahead and sew it in. I'm just using regular needles that you can get anywhere. I think I got these from like Joann Fabrics. How I like to start sewing in, I like to start without using the actual binder cover, the actual cover itself. So I'll start here, go through, go back through all the pages, but not the cover. And then I'm going to tie it off. Some places will tell you to start in the middle of the book so you can go up and down. If that's how you want to do it, that's fine. I don't think there's a right way and a wrong way to do this. I think there's a traditional way and a way that just fucking works. Sorry about the swearing, but I'm from Philly. It is what it is. All right. Go back through the center here. Once again, if you wanted to tape or glue it down, this would be a good time to do that for like extra reinforcement. Otherwise, I'm just gonna go right ahead here and double down and then just sew it like normal. I like to double stitch mine, which is why I use an excessive amount of thread. So I'll go back through this hole. The back's gonna look really messy, but once again, I'm going to turn mine into a overall book, so I'm not terribly worried about the inside looking terribly messy here. Anyway, just keep sewing it until you've sewn, or whatever stitch you want to use, until you've sewn the entire length of the book. And then when you're done, it should look like this. Now we can just fold it, and then I'm going to clip it to basically break in the spine of our new booklet. So after I've let this sit for a couple hours or maybe even overnight to help the pages kind of stay creased, I'll take my binder clips off. And here's my 1 month booklet. Obviously, if you're using the download from Angelia's site, then this is gonna look a little bit different for you because you're not gonna have my really nice calendar here and you're not gonna have the inserts, though you can always buy stickers. Like this sticker would be available over here in Chelsea's shop. This one's in my shop. So you can always just buy your stickers to change your planner however you like. What I'm gonna do then is go ahead, grab my traveler's notebook here. I'm gonna slide this notebook out the back and slide in October. And now I've got 4 months of dailies inside my traveler's notebook. And for those of you who are wondering, well, why is it that the dailies don't come in a 1 year size? This is what 4 months looks like without any stickers whatsoever. This is 4 months. This is also without back pages. Okay? This is crazy. You would be crazy to try to carry 3 times this size around with you. Okay? This is huge. You don't want to carry this thing around. In fact, I'll probably end up taking July's out in order to carry this around safely. Now, something else to keep in mind, I talked about having, when I sew it up, the seam of it visible on the outside. And the reason I do that is because when I'm done with the rest of the year, these little booklets, I can sew all of the backs of these booklets together to make one 6-month journal that'll then be divided. So that's the whole reason I'm doing that. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked the video, please make sure to like, leave a comment, and subscribe in the upper left-hand corner of the screen. Until next time, this is Elizabeth of Elizabeth Williamsburg Planner Concepts, erwplans.com, on Instagram, erw_plans, and on Etsy, erwplans.etsy.com. Have a great week, guys.